After a tough week for Asian indices, global markets are pulling back onto the black on Friday as Capitol Hill lawmakers close in on a budget deal that will carry the U.S. through 2014. And for more on international trading as well as individual stocks, we turn to the Deals London newsroom and Jonathan Browdy for more. Jonathan?
Good morning, John. The European markets bounced back from early lows this morning. I mean, they've been watching Asia, which went up, and they've also been worrying about the taper. But there's also a feeling that the taper won't be as bad as it might otherwise have been. And there's also some news that funds have been flowing back from Asia into Europe and the United States as the taper continues to loom. So mixed, confused, but generally higher at the end of the week than they were midweek. In Paris, the CAC 40, the Paris index, is up nearly 0.3% this morning, despite the fact that Peugeot, the big French car maker, is plummeted almost 10% back up to about 8% later on the second day of falls following the news that General Motors is pulling out at 7% stake there. And in London, we have news that Royal Insurance, or RSA, is down very sharply this morning because the CEO there, Simon Lee, has resigned, partly on news of a $212 million injection the company's having to put into its Irish business, which has been in trouble, and partly simply because it's its third profit warning in 6 weeks. And also in London, though, more positive news, we have ARM Holdings, ARM Holdings, which is a chip designer largely for mobile phones and for mobile devices. It's bought a company called Geomerics, which specializes in global illumination, which is basically a way of doing 3D illumination of games. ARM wants to put that onto its mobile platforms, and that's pushed that share up about 5%. In Asia, the news was the markets were surprisingly firm. The Nikkei, which is focused on export stocks, was up. It was up 0.4% this morning at 15,403, because the yen is at a 5-year low against the dollar. In Australia, the ASX 200 is also up about 0.7% on the central bank talking down the Australian dollar against the US dollar. That's all for Europe and Asia this morning. John, over back to you.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. That was Jonathan Browdy with the Deals Newsroom in London.